It's crack-a-lackin'. I hope everybody's doing good. I haven't been here for a minute, but I'll explain all that at the end of the live stream here. But guys, we've had an X flare and multiple M class flares, as you can see right here. Check it out. It's a bottom end X flare, but still an X flare. There's one sunspot that's very, very active right now. So that's what we're going to be focusing on here. If you guys could give me a 5 for 5 while I'm here, and yeah, and we just had another one just now, another flare. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you guys here on the D region where it popped off at us, and here is SDO, and what you're going to see, it's this lonely one here. This is actually a very complex area. And that was the eclipse season for the SDO. I'm going to explain that also, okay? There's just a lot of stuff going on. There's your X flares. Notice how that thing didn't stop and then it just popped again. This thing is not slowing down, so I look for this to, oh man, I just don't, it's going to do more. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, thank you, Patriot. Appreciate you, brother. 21 months, that's so cool, man. We're going to talk about that too at the end of the live stream. I got a lot of stuff I want to tell you guys logistically at the end of this, okay? So please hang out. This is not going to be very long because I'm going to stay focused on the flare itself. And members, please hang out at least till the end. So we're going to talk about members only stream too, because I got some really cool stuff I want to do and I want to get your guys' opinion. So anyway, that is SDO. Let me find my, yeah. This is how SDO is out there in space. We'll go over that in just a minute. But I'll also show you guys over here on seeds what it looks like when the camera gets flooded with light. This one hit us so direct that SDO had a problem, not SDO, but SOHO had a problem with the coronagraphs. Give me a second, guys. I got to take a drink. Sorry about that. Okay, but yeah. And here's the regular space weather data. I'm not going to get into that right this second. And I'll tell you what we can kind of expect with each level of radio blackout storms. Okay, X flares, and that's what X flares do. They do more than that too, but yeah. So yeah, that's what we're going to go over today. This is fairly new too, so I'll probably be doing another one later on with an update because this is all brand new stuff. So look for one this evening. I'm not sure exactly what time yet, but I'm trying to let you know we don't want to just like, well, give me a second here. I'm putting the cart before the horse again. I'm gonna go ahead and run my little intro here, and then we'll get to it. Okay, guys. All right, so. Yeah. So what we got, and we'll go a little deep here. See how this kind of naturally just kind of ticked up, right? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a very active time, and this is kind of crazy because for the past week or so, we've been really, really slow to the point where there were hardly any flares going on or anything. Now, I want to tell you this, too. I'm not sure that this particular sunspot right now is firing off CMEs. We can have flares without CMEs. Remember, they're different, okay? A flare is X-ray. Blasts off the sun. It's here in 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes, but 8 minutes. If we get a solar radiation storm from that, that's protons, okay? Highly excited protons. That can get here in like 20 minutes. But then with the geomagnetic storming, that takes hours to days, okay? That's your actual plasma that hits us, which is usually what we're more concerned about. But typically with X flares, you're going to get a CME of some sort. But this one, I'm not so sure yet. I mean, not to say that it can't as we keep moving, right? But I will say this. This is one of those that doesn't look like it has a whole lot of eruptive behavior with this one. So let me take you to where we're going to go here. Well, first off, I'm just going to show you where this happened, right? This is the D region. we always look at this for, looks like a dartboard, right? When we get these X flares. It's just an area in our atmosphere that this stuff tends to collect, and we're able to kind of gauge it here. Hey, Nikki, awesome. Thank you for that. So awesome. So awesome. You're a member for 21 months. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I really do appreciate you. But as you can see, there's the X flare. But notice how it doesn't really go away. Why is that? Well, it's because all those other flares. It started hours ago with the M flares. And an M flare typically is not that big of a deal, right? Unless it fires off of CME with it too. Now, yeah. By the way, is my audio okay? I'm going to keep moving, but somebody tell me how my audio is in there. And Jammer, I got to say thanks again, man. I'm using your mic. The mic and headset you sent me, man. It's awesome. Okay, so this is SDO, and this is the 131 Angstrom. So we're going to just take a look at this flare right here. Let's go ahead and zoom that in a little. How about that? Okay, I wonder if I can... Let's move this over. That's about as good as I can get it right there. But you can see the size of Earth. And so what we're looking at here is this spot. And I have to tell you, there's a bunch more behind it. This particular grouping, there's like 3 sunspots right here. It's going to be, it started, as soon as it started getting active, it kept just firing them. It's still firing flares as we speak. Like I said, I just showed you one that I didn't even know was there yet. But that's the 131. Now, we want to see if any of the plasma from the sun left because of this, right? So what do we do with that? Well, oh, by the way, that was the eclipse right there. Let me zoom this back out down a little bit. Okay. What happens with these eclipses on the SDO is the Earth passes between the satellite and the sun, so it appears to get eclipsed, and it does. But it's nothing to worry about. I've talked about this so many times. But if you don't know what it is, it can kind of freak you out, right? What the heck's out there eclipsing the sun? So anyway, let me push play here. You're going to see it again right about, well, maybe. Those are the X flares, by the way. I didn't go back far enough, did I? Okay, let's go here. It's real fast. And see that right there? That's all that is. Now, why does it do that, right? Well, let me take you to a video I put together here a long time ago. This is how SDO orbits, okay? It's in what we call low Earth orbit. When something's in orbit, it's always falling. It's in a state of fall at all times. But it has enough speed and the other forces involved that keep it in the place that it's at. Right? So this is the satellite itself. Let me go ahead and just take it on back here to the beginning. I thought I did anyway. Okay, so it does this figure 8 pattern. It's in what's called geosynchronistic orbit also. That means it's always over this part of our planet. It's moving with the Earth at 15 degrees an hour. So it's orbiting the Earth at the same rate that we spin on our axis. Okay, that's called geosynchronistic orbit. Geo meaning Earth. Synced with Earth. Okay, so as you can see this is, it does this kind of crazy figure 8 pattern. And people ask me all the time, why? Well, if they just had this thing like this staying in one spot, we would get eclipses all the time. So they try to eliminate, and there's other reasons too, but they try to eliminate that and minimize that eclipse that we get to see from that. So as this thing's moving, we just get a small little blip across our satellite once. I think there's 2 or 3 eclipse seasons in the year that last a couple weeks. And it's not that big of a deal, right? But people ask me, why does that happen? Well, this is why. It's just the position of and like I said, the Earth gets between the satellite and the sun. Here's the satellite, right? Watch this thing. See how it's rotating? It's rotating its eye because it's always looking at the sun. This is a good one here too. here's the sun, right? And it's just, the satellite just stays there, but the eye moves. Now you guys can go, you can pause this if you want and take a little bit more of a deep dive look at this if you want to. But I just wanted to show you guys that, because I haven't shown you guys that in a long time. And I just wanted you guys to see it, because this explains a lot of, like, how can we have an eclipse season on the satellite? Can't they get around that? Not efficiently, they can't. Okay? There's a lot of fuel issues that's involved with this, just overall everything, right? So, let me take you back over here to, so here's the D region, and this is just data, right? So, it's always interesting to me to know that right there, where this thing hit, the South Atlantic anomaly's here. It always, I always think that they're probably going to get some freaky stuff down there. The magnetic field is not as strong down here, guys. The South Atlantic anomaly. Most of us have heard about that. It's just a kind of a thinning in our magnetic field down there. And now we have a North Atlantic anomaly too. You guys hear my voice? I'm sorry about that. Oh man. Yeah, it's still getting me a little bit, but I'm going to be here. So anyway, yeah. So you got that's just the X flare there, and then multiple M flares. I don't think this is going to slow down, guys. Like I need to slow down and talk a little bit, not as fast, I guess. But it's my first video in a while, so I'm trying to do it here, guys. Let's see here. What do I want to go to next? Okay, so this is SOHO, and I want to show you guys what it looks like when the satellite gets flooded with light. And this is why they put them in safe mode sometimes. Okay, check this out. Watch what happens. Boom, it's that fast. Right there. Looks like an 8-bit video game, right? And that's what it does. The flare hit the satellite, so that's what's happening. And the camera couldn't handle it. So there you have it. That's what it looks like when that happens. How do I know that that's what happened with this one? Timestamp. Okay, if you go here and then you go compare it to the time that this flare happened, right there, it was either that one or that one. And it looks like we're flaring again right now. You see how this is coming up still? It's not going down. So it's flaring again as I'm talking to you. So, you know, this is not an impulsive flare either. These are going up and they're kind of hanging on. So let me take you over here to HelioViewer again. And I want to show you, what the heck? Why is that like that? Hold on one second. Why is that thing so... man. Give me 1 second here. Thank you, Margaret. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Let me highlight that for us here. Awesome. Thank you. I do appreciate you. You find that. There it is. Guys, tell her thanks. And thank you guys for... I'll get into that at the end of the video. Please hang out. I'm going to get to the space weather, and I want to let you guys know what's been going on with me. Because I don't think it's fair if you guys don't have some sort of idea why I haven't been here for a couple weeks. So I'm going to let you know at the end of the video. But anyway, man, it's not letting me... I hate to do it like this. Wonder why it's not letting me do that. It's not even letting me close it out. That's really crazy. It's not even letting me get up here to that. I don't know what the heck's going on with that, guys. So, man, I wonder if no, I ain't going to do all that. Well, this is what we're going to have to do. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I do want to get that back up. So, hopefully it won't be... Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, well, I can pull it right back up right now. I don't know why it did that, but it did. So here's the 211, right? And we're going to look in the same area. And what we're looking for is a disruption in the atmosphere of the sun here, the corona. And if we see any kind of disruptions there, yeah, there's the eclipse. You can see it flaring right here. And I guess I could zoom back in some more. Okay, and we'll move it over here. Let's play it again. Play it again, Sam. Anyway, but what you're going to see, you're not going to see a whole lot of like a tidal wave effect. We see it a lot with big CMEs. We don't see that with this one, right? So I'm not so sure that there's very much plasma leaving the sun with this. Now, I'm not so confident to say that that didn't happen, because we got to wait on the data to come in and the coronagraphs to update before I can say that, okay? And yeah, so let me grab that out of the way. Let's see if I can't give you guys a look at this. Come on. Gonna give me anything there? Continue on. Magnetogram. What you gonna give me here? Come on. Show me something. Maybe I need to... Let's go ahead and... let's do this. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. That's just weird. I have to figure that out later, guys. I'll just show it to you guys later. Let's go ahead and X out of that. Maybe we'll try to do it one more time here. Sorry about that. That was, not sure why it's, yep, see now it's got these up here. I think it's because I was zooming in, to be honest with you. All right, now if we hit the center button, yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so you can see, there you go. That's the sunspot. Now, let's give it running difference maybe. Nope. Yeah, these are kind of crazy looking little. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm saying, I think. But yeah, so you can kind of see the sun in all kinds of different ways over here at HelioViewer. Okay, it's just a hub for all this stuff. But I wanted to show you guys that. Hey, Hilly, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hope, what's happening? Hey, guys, give me a roll call down in there, if you would. Like to have some sort of idea. Now, guys, oh, look. Look at that. That flare is not quitting, guys. Look, check it out. I'll be surprised if that doesn't go to X class again. This is live. Okay? This is happening right now. Yeah. So, and I've been live before when stuff like this is going on, but, you know, an R3 really isn't all that big of a deal. I mean, there's some radio blackouts and stuff from that, and it is an X flare and can cause problems, but, again, these are not impulsive. Impulsive means up and straight down. The ones that do what this is doing, up, holding on, and back down, are the ones that typically will send out CMEs. And the reason why that's such a big deal right this second is the fact of the matter that this sunspot is facing Earth right now, and it's going to be facing us for the next 3 to 4 days. So anything that this thing is doing, we're going to have to keep our eye on. And that's my whole point. We may not get a big CME from this. We might. Who knows? Until the data starts coming in, I can't give you a good, clear answer on that, okay? So just let me... Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Sorry guys, I had a bit of a cough attack there. Didn't want you guys to lose your eardrums. Okay, so now let me I just want to stress that this can do anything that it wants to. You know, the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. I say that a lot when we're in solar minimum, because people tend to let their guard down. They think because we're in solar minimum, we're not right now, by the way. When we're in solar minimum, they think that nothing's going to happen. And in a lot of ways, if something happens during solar minimum, it's worse, because we haven't been getting that constant geomagnetism that helps build our strength up. So when something big happens during solar minimum, it can affect us a lot worse, you know. But yeah, so let me just keep going here. All right, so we're going to go over here and check out the, I'm trying to, Wyoming, what's up, Mary? Cali, that's right. Cali's from Cali, I think. Oh, man. Let's see here. Jersey, what's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Cali, there you are again. Jan, what's up? Hilly, what's crack-a-lackin', brother? You the man. Hey, Hope, good to see you. Kingman, what's happening? What's up? You guys are awesome, guys. Thank you, guys. And again, you know, I'll go a little bit more in detail here at the end of this. The space weather part's about over on this video. I'll be back tonight with a update, because there's too much going on. I can't not, is what I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, radio blackouts. This is what we're concerned with flaring, right? We had an R3, so what can happen? Right there. Okay, wide area blackouts, high frequency radio communications, loss of radio contact for about an hour on the sunlit side of Earth. Navigation, low frequency navigation signals degraded for about an hour. Now, I know you guys remember when T-Man, I'm just going to say that, because if I say his whole name, algorithm doesn't like it. Our leader, I guess, if you want to say it that way. He was in his plane going to I'm not going to say that word either, but he was going to Europe, right? And they had to turn his plane back around and landing. And they said it was some sort of, the lights went out in Air Force One, right? Well, if you go back and you time that out, and I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened here, okay? So don't think that I'm saying that a flare caused the plane to turn around and land, okay? All I'm saying is the time frames did match up, okay? You know, you can't really be, I don't know exactly what time that all happened, but I can tell you right now it was close enough that it could have caused issues. So, you know, and I don't know what happened there. I just want to point that out to you, that can happen. It would make sense as something like, you know, if a plane's up there like that and the X-flare hits at the same time, it makes sense that that's a possibility, is all I'm saying. But, okay, now, ham radio operators, right? This is why this matters. You know, they communicate with first responders. GPS stuff gets kind of messed up too. During our there was a research paper that came out, the May 2024 superstorm we had, that I reported on. I plan on showing you guys that paper later on this week. But they had issues where the flight controllers, the planes were showing up 100 miles different. Okay? In other words, they lost, you know, oh my gosh, where did all these planes go? And why is this one over here? Why is this happening here, here, and here? That was part of that storm. And that's something that didn't get talked about a whole lot. But I want to bring it up because, you know, I get all the time, well, this stuff doesn't do nothing to us. Okay, it doesn't until it does. And I'm not trying to spread fear here at all. I'm not scared of any of this. You know, I'm just aware. That's all I'm doing. And I'm not saying any of that's going to happen. I'm just saying that it can. And that's why they put these things out. So, again, this is the official thing. I do think they need to update some of this, because I do think a lower level flare is now hitting us harder than what it used to. And I do think it's because of our geomagnetic field is Not as strong as it was. It's in that whole pole reversal cycle. Now the jury's still out on when that's going to happen. I tend not to even engage in that conversation because it always ends up in a fight. And that's just the nature of our world nowadays. You can't, if you have an opinion that's different than somebody else's, you know, you just, it doesn't do anything but just cause problems. So I just say, hey, this is possible. Research it yourself. Go listen to everybody and make up your own mind. Because you guys are smart. You're smarter than I am. I'm just showing you observations and hopefully showing you guys how to, you know, click these tools and go look for yourself. Because that's the goal. So when something does happen, you won't be as scared. Because you're going to have a general idea of what could be going on. And that's my whole point there. Okay, so looks like the flare is starting to wind down here a little bit. So maybe it ain't going to go up anymore. It's starting to come back down a little bit. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. So, all right. Now, so I do think that we are going to, there's more sunspots over here. A lot more. There, I mean, this one here has 3 of them. Can't really see it on this angstrom of light. But then there's more that's cresting over. In other words, we're going to be facing a part of the sun that's going to be very active. And this is already showing activity. So we're going to have to watch this and watch it intently just to make sure what's going on is going on, right? Now, we can't do nothing about it, right? Now, a flare is here in 8 minutes, so we don't get any warning. Now, with the geomagnetic storm from a CME, we do. Remember, the last storm we got hit with was a G5, the big one. It was in G5 range for about almost an hour. It got here just a little bit more time. It was like, I think it was here in like 18 hours, if I'm correct on that, maybe 19. The Carrington event got here in 17 hours. Now, it doesn't mean it was as strong as the Carrington event, because it wasn't at all. Okay? It wasn't even really close to that. So many things have to line up for something like that to happen. The Carrington event, I think, was like an X45 flare. Okay? We had, the X flare we got was an X, I think it was an X3, maybe an X, yeah, I think it was like an X3.5 or something. Wasn't nowhere near as big. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that. But it did get here really fast. And I've got some magnetosphere images to show you guys that I've been watching for over a year. And stuff is starting to line up a little bit. And I'm starting to get more and more observations. And I'm going to be able to show you guys some things I think is going on. Right? So the sun's off to the left. It's sending energy this way. This is just density, how dense the particles are. This is the bow shock, first line of defense, first point of contact from solar wind and our magnetic field. Notice how there's not much going on because there is no CME. You won't see an X-flare on this model. It doesn't detect X-ray. It's just doing particles. Okay? So make sure we understand that. I just want to make sure that everybody does. So yeah. yeah. You're right. You guys are smart. See, you guys are in there, I mean, right on. Oh, check out Lasco C3. Okay, hold on. I will. Well, I tell you what, let me update this page and then check it out because it might give me, yep, it gave me a couple more images. There is a little faint. Yeah, there might have been a little one there, Callie. Yeah, good call looking at this one. I didn't even think about looking at Lasco C3 yet. Yeah, good call on that. It does look like there might be a little faint CME poking around here. It doesn't look massive, but, you know, we'll keep an eye on it. It does look like some did go out. But we also had one go off the backside. Let me take you here. We can look at stereo A. Stereo A is from the side. Now, I'm going to pause it right Okay, you can kind of see some energy here and here. Earth would be over here. Okay, so yeah, it's not giving us very good imaging right now. It does look like that fired one that way though. Now that does though, it looks like it has a northerly component to it. So that could actually like go north of us. Really? That's funny. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you there. Trust and obey. That's hey, that sums it up, guys. Just read his comment. That's or her comment. I'm not sure. I can't tell by the avatar there. So true. Yeah, you're right on point there. People argue about everything, don't they? I mean, man, you guys in there? You got the 2-ply or the 3-ply? I'm just kidding, sorry. But no, that's, yeah, I get you. For sure. Okay, so a little bit of a rundown here, a little bit of an update. I'm just going to run down through this again. We had X flare and multiple M-class flares. Came from this sunspot. There's more sunspots behind it. This one here is still active. We're going to keep an eye on it. Yeah. We're going to keep an eye out on this tool to see if it did produce any kind of CMEs. That's what we're looking at right now. Okay? And we'll definitely check out these scales, guys. This is what can happen. I do look for us to have an increased week this week, guys. So you may be seeing me more than you want. I don't know. We're going to see. But yeah, so that is the space weather update. Now, let me talk to the people that want to know where I have been. I got really sick. Okay? I probably could have been doing some videos. I'm not going to say that I couldn't have, but if I'm being 100 with you guys, I wasn't just sick. I was fighting some stuff in my head. my mental, I wasn't, yeah, I just was not in a good place. Seasonal depression got me this year, I think, a little bit. We had that big snowstorm and everything has just been, and it's been like that all winter for me. I've been struggling with it a little bit, and nothing really bad happened, so don't think that. It killed my motivation. And then when I started getting my motivation back, I got sick. You can still hear it. I'm fighting it still, guys. I mean, I don't feel bad. Like, that's why I'm here right now. I don't really feel all that bad. So I think I'm getting better. I had a fever for 3 or 4 weeks. I still had a fever last night. Now I'm sweating right now, so I probably broke it. But it's been coming back on me about once or twice a day, and it just wears you out. And you know, had a lot of other things going on too. That, you know, obviously we all have life. So I don't want to. You're not going to see me come out here and sit in front of a camera and tell you about all the bad things going on in my life. Okay? Because frankly, there is nothing that bad right now for me. But if there was, I still would not do that. You guys, I mean, you have to understand that if I was to do that, it would bleed off on you guys a little bit. And I don't want to do that. I do need to get better at communicating why I'm not here when I'm not here. But with all that said, I am going to attempt to make out a schedule. I haven't figured it out completely yet. But I'm going to be here. I'm going to try to make out a schedule that works for everybody. Obviously, when something happens, I'm going to be here. I have been even when I was sick. Okay? Hey, IG, good to see you. Hey, Judith. So, you know, with all that said, just know that I am not going anywhere. I am here. I'm not, you know, I'm getting better. My attitude's starting, and my mentality starting to pick up. And I have to say thank you to, you know, some of my managing mods. They really did. They've been there for me, and they really have kept my spirits up. They've been trying to motivate me, and it's working. And they're all great people, you know. Jammer, Ilea, Trinity, Christina, which is missed, Trish, Hilly. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, just everybody. All my mods are awesome. But sometimes, you know, you get in that spot, you just need to hear it, and they were letting me hear it, right? And there's times when somebody needs to tell me, "Hey, dude, go do a video, dummy," and they will, and I appreciate that. Okay, so just know that, and I just want to let you guys know that, you know, today's February 1st. I'm gonna try to be here every day. I'm not gonna say that I'm going to, because every time I say that, I always fail on that. But I'm going to try to at least give you guys an update of some sort, and I'm going to be doing a members only at least twice a month. My hope is to get back into this groove, and because I got some really cool stuff. We're going to play some games and stuff over there on members only, and it's going to be fun. So if you guys, you know, if you want to be a member, please do. I hardly ever say that, but if you want to, I'm going to be giving away some. I got some cards. I've already talked about those. I got some Star Wars stuff I'm going to be giving away too. So if you guys are interested in maybe doing that or what have you, you know, just and no, I'm not trying to say, hey, go over and do this. That's why I'm waiting until the end of the video. I don't want anybody to think that that's why I'm here, because I'm not. But I'm going to try to be here every day. And if I'm not, I want you guys to hold me to the fire, please. Seriously, get in my comment section. I have to say thank you to Sig Sauer. He has never not said, man, dude, you need to go do a video. From the day I met that man. He's awesome. So just know that. It's amazing what kind of people you meet throughout the internet and stuff. And it's just great. You know, Adam and Dex have always been there for me. Just, you know, you don't make it here unless people help you. You just won't. And I just want to say thank you to all you guys for sticking with me through all the times where I wasn't here. And the times that I was. You guys have really blessed me, and thank you for just being here. So, but that's what's been going on with me, and, you know, yeah. And I used to drop community posts, but I would go look at those, and they would only have like 40 or 50 views on them. So it was almost like, why am I even doing that? You know what I mean? I just felt like it wouldn't have mattered if I told people or not, right? But I figured out that that's not the case. The people that really want to know if I'm going to be here or not are going to go look at my community page. I was looking at it all wrong. So I apologize to you guys for that. You guys need to be more informed of what I kept you when I wasn't here. And I am sorry for that. That's my fault, nobody's fault. Nobody else's fault but my own. I don't care if I was sick or not. I still should have been able to tell, you know, said something to you guys, and I didn't. And that's my fault. So all I'm saying is I hope you guys, and I know a lot of you guys don't really get too upset. But you would have every right to be upset if I didn't tell you what was up. So I do apologize for that, guys. And just know that I'm trying to be here every day, and I'm going to get better at it. And this first video is my first video, right? It wasn't as all over the place as it could have been. I tried to prepare a little bit, but when this happened, I actually was getting ready to lay down because I was up all night. And I seen that X-Flare, so I got right back up and came in here and did this video. So just know that I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse here, but yeah, I want you guys to know that I love all you guys, and even the ones that come at me sideways, I still love you guys. I really do. As long as you come at me respectfully, I mean, even if it's not respectful, you know, just don't say anything about anybody else. You can come in here and slam me all day long. Hopefully I can change your mind. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, guys, that's it. And I will be back if anything else big happens, I'll be back sooner than later. But I plan on doing another one tonight. And if I'm feeling okay, we may even do a members only later on tonight. I find that Sunday evenings, people are kind of just hanging around their houses anyway. So I'm thinking maybe if I did something like that and we get the members only. But members, please check the community posts, okay? Because I'm going to be posting a comment in there, and I need some feedback on some stuff, okay? I'll post that later on today. But all right, guys. Well, thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. And there, if I missed anybody in there, I'm sorry. Mary, what's up? Sweetly, what's up? IG's in the house. Check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates with the earthquakes. We had a funky earthquake up there too in Iceland. It's like almost a 5.0. It was, yeah, weird place for it. And we've had them there before, but it seemed out of place. But yeah, and we could talk about that too, because a lot of that has to do with earth discharge. Believe it or not, some of that can happen. Or we can see upticks in volcanoes and things when we discharge. You know, energy in means energy out. Well, I'll go more into that next video. So anyway, guys, again, I love y'all. I will be back with any kind of updates, especially if it's a big one. If something big happens, I'll be on right away. If it's only for 10 minutes, I'll be here. But again, I'm just going to try to, I don't want to be talking about me being sick. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the only time you're going to hear me say that. I'm not going to talk about that no more, because nobody came here to see me sit in front of a camera and tell you I'm sick. You know what I mean? So I would rather stay positive, and you guys always make me feel better anyway. So, and that's not a lie. That's the God's honest truth. Ask my family. When I get done doing a live stream, I'm in so much better of a mood. It's amazing how that works. But anyway, guys, I am going to cut it off, guys. So, all right. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.